What's going on, guys? Jet fan here. Kuznetsov is my commander. It's going to be a Kirov build. My choice is aiming systems mod 1 for my Kirov. Everything else is, obviously your standard selections across the board. Numbers with Kirov. Torpedoes 3.9 kilometers. Those are strictly defensive torps. 11.7 on the detectability. A lot of blue on the ship for the armor. Basically, that means that you're going to get punished by battleships. Your best bet is to try to avoid shots as much as possible. And that's why if you take note on my build here, you will see that I added Vian on this build. That basically is strictly a defensive addition, and I'm trying to minimize the number of shots that I'm going to take in this ship. And you're going to see in this match a little bit of a punishment I'm going to take early, or I should say mid-match, and then the highlight of this match is to keep fighting through that, and then by making those decisions and not just packing it in and saying I'm basically dead, you can seriously influence the remainder of a match. So you're going to see that toward the end here. Kirov, what I like about it, what I don't like. Biggest weakness is its armor angling, and the armor in general. Doesn't matter how well you angle. Battleship guns are going to basically punish you severely, and the Citadel on this thing is very, very easy to find if you're a battleship player. And for somebody who came up in this game playing battleship lines as their primary, I remember and I still know that Kirov is a very juicy target to shoot at, and is a target that you can really do some serious damage to. I'm getting into cruisers a lot more, and I figured I might as well start going through this Russian line. So I did just unlock the Budyani, so I'm going to be grinding that a little bit, and then I'll have a video out for you guys on Budyani coming out here soon. I want to highlight a couple things here. AP on this ship, very good. It is very good. It's got the 180s for your gun caliber, so I strongly recommend not just trying to play this as like a fire starter, kiting, basically sailing away style ship. I do not recommend that. I think that you can get up with this thing, especially against other cruisers. Cruisers, your armor angling can't hold up if you're in the process of that turn, right? So if you're turning your back end toward the direction of the shells, and you're closing that door, right, the front end, you can actually ricochet some shells with this armor angling. But the big thing I want you to highlight here, watch some of these salvos. This is AP against battleships, right? And you're going to see some good salvos here. So we took a shot there on the New Mexico, excuse me. And of course, as I'm talking about that, we get a bunch of ricochets. But you're going to see later on in this match, we get some salvos for 3, 4, 5K. And against enemy cruisers, AP is very, very dangerous. So do not sleep on the AP on this thing. You have a choice you have to make for Kuznetsov in slot 2. And ideally, your primary cruiser role would have that the makeshift twist and track, where you have the radio indicator for your closest target. But the other option is to increase your fire chance and make this thing really a damage dealer. So I'm on the fence about that, but for this build, this time, obviously, you don't see the indicator up, so I have the damage on. I've gone back and forth on that, and moving forward, I'm on the fence. So we'll see how Budyani plays, and maybe, depending on that, we may go and put on the intuition or whatever it is, where you have the twist and track. So we'll figure it out, and then stay tuned for some build guides on Budyani to see. Very excited to get a radar tier 5. Kirov here is a solid option. It's a solid ship, and by knowing your angling and knowing who's targeting you, basically you have to maintain map awareness is what I'm getting at with this ship. And the thing is you can go with a Makarov build if you wanted to, but there's some issues with that. To me, it's primarily the gun range. By having short range on those guns, you're going to severely limit and put yourselves in harm's way a lot more. Speaking of putting yourself in harm's way, Arizona sends a salvo, and as soon as I saw him come around the corner, I was like, oh, I'm gone. Well, Not completely gone. I am almost dead here. So at this point, I'm upset, disappointed. I was like, we had a okay game going, and then I just threw it away. So here I was a little upset. I'm like, well, it's going to be the end of it. But I decided I'm going to try to sail behind this island. I'm going to try to put myself into a position, and I'm not just going to give up. I'm not just going to, accept defeat here. That I was punished and I'm dead. I got 1,700 HP left, and I'm going to use every bit of that 1,700 to keep fighting. Okay, so that's my my plan. That's my strategy, and I am basically at the mercy of the enemies here. But I'm making sure I'm checking. I'm seeing when these enemies are shooting, who has shots on me, I'm doing all these things. So survivability wise, this is kind of a clinic on how to stay alive moving forward here. And basically, the benefit of this is that as I'm taking up this posture, this defensive kind of kite away, do what I can, maybe attract some shots. The more shots that they're throwing at me, basically a half dead ship, the better chance our friendlies have of getting shots on them and them not getting shot. So you see there, Arizona sent what could have been a death blow to us, but we were able to turn and redirect our shot there. Excuse me, not redirect. Reshift the back of the rudder, and ended up getting a miss. So in general, you're just going to see here, we're going to use islands. We're going to basically maintain our cover. We're going to keep engaging these guys, right? Because if you look, yeah, they have the A cap, right? Yes, they're in good position to influence this game from the A cap, and obviously we have B and C, so the fight's over the B cap. We have the ship advantage and everything else. So what's forcing this play here by the enemy Reds is that we have a lot of ships in the B cap, so they're angling up against those ships, and I'm basically floating off with a crossfire shot on all of them. So you're seeing some AP getting thrown. Montecocoli, that is a ship that needs a buff in the worst way. You see a massive Ripper salvo there in the Citadel. He's going to smoke up, but unfortunately I have him tracked. So we send a salvo out there. Hopefully we get the kill. Let's see. And yes, we do. Okay, if we get 2 standard pens, he goes down. Now note what I was saying about the torpedoes in this thing. Those torpedoes are strictly defensive torpedoes, and they're basically to prevent people from pushing around an island on you, and that's basically all they're good for. So what I recommend is that don't even worry about torpedoes. Act like you don't have them unless you're in an emergency situation where you're basically about to get sunk because of it. So you see more AP going out, and again, we're just trying to influence the game. We're just trying to stay alive. We're trying to not be just another dead statistic here. But we're also not doing, or I should say, we're also trying to do everything we can to not just hide, right? We're trying to do that balance, still try to affect the game, still try to be a part of the team. We're trying to do all these things and at the same time stay alive. So again, here, this is a prime example, right? Baron's going to push around the island here. We're going to put ourselves in a situation. We're going to 3.9. All right, torpedoes. We're seeing if he's changing course. He's not. And immediately we're going to turn out. Now, my guess was that we were going to get behind the island before Baron came out, but we got lucky, and Baron came out, and we were able to still, whatever, not get punished by him. But you see there, AP salvo, only the back guns were able to hit him. We got 1,600, so you figure you extrapolate that times 3. That's about a 5K salvo. So again, do not sleep on the AP. Dallas, his focus is elsewhere. Let's remind him that we're still alive and we're still here. And we do. And we get rid of him. So again, we have 2 sinkings, both coming when we have about 1,700 HP left. Okay, so and then Baron for some reason has not using map awareness, not paying attention. I'm expecting his secondaries to sink me here, trying to create the smallest angle possible. And you see here the effect of those Russian short torpedoes, devastating strike. That's going to be our 3rd. So we get 3 kills and about 50k in damage with about 1,700 HP left. Again, don't give up. Keep fighting. Keep playing the game. And, you can obviously seriously influence the game. If you like the video, leave it a like. We will see you guys out on the high seas. Take care.